ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैर्यैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ओम शांति 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 प्रज्ञानां शुप्रतानैस्थिरचरनिकर व्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पुनरपि धिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नः माया संख्यातुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि यो विश्वात्मा विधिज विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पश्चाच्चान्यान् स्वमति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरपि शनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगत गुणगणः पार्श्वसौ नस्तुरीयः
Mandukya Karika, Chapter 4, Alata Shanti Prakarana. We were seeing Karika 21. Read 21.
पूर्वापरा परिज्ञानम् अजाते परिदीपकं जायमानाद्धि वै धर्मात् कथं पूर्वं न गृह्यते.
The gist of what we have seen so far is from the standpoint of cause-effect relationship described as anadi. It cannot be proved that Jagat is born from Brahma because the anaditva or anadi cause-effect relationship, hetu phala, this sambandha cannot be established at all. The Purva Paksha had given the illustration of Bijankura Nyaya. So, hetu phala, Papa Punya and Sharira have got the cause-effect relationship just as seed and the sprout. It was pointed out that, my dear sir, you cannot quote Bijankura Nyaya as Drishtanta illustration because it is Sadhya Sama in the sense it is the same boat as what you want to prove. Bijankura Nyaya, the series of seed and the sprout as beginningless is not proved yet, and whatever that is not proved cannot be cited as an illustration. That means between the hetu and phala, remember, hetu papa punya, phala sharira, between these two, the very ignorance of yours that which is first and which is second, which is next, which is first and which is next, this you are not able to establish. Means your Hetu Phala Karya Karana Sambandha is not valid at all. And therefore, there is no way of Jagat or Jiva coming into existence on account of the Papa Punya. Papa Punya gives rise to body, body gives rise to Papa Punya. This cannot be proved at all. And therefore, this very ignorance of yours, or this very inability of yours to point out which is the first cause and which is the next effect, shows that in reality, Paramartha, Jagat is not born at all. In this context, we were seeing the Bhasya of 21. Yadetad hetu phalayoho. Read.
यदेतद् हेतुफलयोः इतः यदेतद् हेतुफलयोः पूर्वापरा परिज्ञानं तच्च एतत् अजातेः परिदीपकम् अवबोधकम् इत्यर्थः.
So the first line of Karika, Purvapara parijnanam ajate paridipakam. This sentence is being commented upon by Bhashyakara. Yadetat, whatever this we have seen so far, what is it? Namely, hetu phalayoho, of hetu, papa punya, and phala, body, of their purva apara aparijnanam. Aparijnanam, the ignorance of what is purva, what is earlier, and what is apara, later, means what is the cause first and what is the effect later. This, it's aparijnana. Ajnana is tacha, means whatever you have got means you are not able to establish this order of cause and effect relation by pointing out this is first and that is later. Tacha etad ajatehe. Ajatehe means ajanma, in the sense nothing is born from Brahma. Paridipakam. What is meant by paridipakam? Avabodhakam, the one which reveals. Your inability itself reveals that such hetu phala sambandha in terms of karana karya cannot be established. When it cannot be established, you cannot establish the papa punya. When you cannot establish the papa punya, you can't establish jiva or jagat. So nothing is born from Brahma. It is revealed by your own inability. This is further how it is so further explained. That is how. Second line. Continue, Bhasya.
जायमानः हि चेत् धर्मः गृह्यते कथं तस्मात् पूर्वं कारणं न गृह्यते.
Now I told you here dharma means karya. In some other karika, dharma was meaning jiva, like that. You have to see the context. He, because jayamanaha dharma griyate che, in case the dharma, that is the karya that is being born, is known. Grihate is known. If one knows the karya that is born, the question arises, katham tasmat purvam karanam na grihate? What is the reason that its earlier cause is not known? When the effect is known, you should know certainly what is the cause. If you don't know specifically, at least there is some entity you should know, you can point out. It has to be taken into account. Without a cause, effect is not possible. So karanam, katham, how come that earlier cause na grihate is not known? Why? If effect is known, the cause must necessarily be known. He continues, Bhasya, avashyam.
अवश्यं हि जायमानस्य ग्रहित्राः तज्जनकं ग्रहीतव्यम्.
He, because jayamanasya grihitra, jayamanasya karyasya, of effect, that is body, which is being born or is born, grihitra, by the person who knows that. Tajjanakam. Tajjanakam is tasya karanam. Of that body, the phala, the cause. He says, grihitavyam, should be necessarily known. Because without the hetu, the cause, the phala, the sharira, cannot come into existence. The reason is given now. Because, continue, janya.
जन्यजनकयोः सम्बन्धस्यापनेतत्वात् तस्मात् तस्मात् अजातिपरिदीपकं तत् इत्यर्थः.
The reason is janya janakayoho. Janya, effect. Janaka, cause. Of cause and effect, it says sambandhasya, relation. The knowledge of one should necessarily give the knowledge of other, or determines. Knowledge of one reveals the other, means determines the other. Sambandhasya anapetatvat, anapetatvat, anivaryatvat, that is unavoidable. The relation between cause and effect is unavoidable, and therefore, if you know one, what is that, phala, sharira, you should necessarily know the causes. Therefore, you should know. You don't know, that means your supposition, hetu phala sambandha, karya karana sambandha, cause effect relationship between papa punya and sharira is anadi, which you are given the reason for the creation, is not correct. That means nothing is born from Brahman. Tasmad ajati paridipaka deepakam tadityartha deepakam. Therefore, because it's unavoidable, therefore this inability of yours, tad means ignorance or non-ascertainment of order, which is first, which is later, in karya karana bhava, in the occurrence of cause-effect relationship, which is first, which is the next. This inability of yours to establish this shows what? Ajati paridipakam, your supposition is wrong, and therefore, what is said earlier, nothing in reality is born from Brahma. Paramarthataha, nothing is born. We are not talking of appearance, seeming appearance. In reality, there is nothing like that. The seeming appearance of a snake in the place of rope is not refuted. But what is refuted is actual birth of snake from the rope is refuted. It is not possible. Like that, Brahman, it appears as though there is a Jagat, Jiva, etc. because of Maya, Avidya. But Paramarthata, from absolute reality standpoint, nothing is Brahma, nothing is born. This is only a passing appearance, like your passing dream. Only that you have to wake up from the dream. So you have to get freed from this delusion that there is Jagat, that Jiva, Samsari, Jiva. In reality, what is there is only Brahman and Brahman alone. See, they say, if a snake is killed, you should not leave it half. It comes out and then takes revenge. You should kill in such a way and burn it out. Like that, so far, he has already dismissed the argument, but still not to give any room for any further wrong notions. Further reasons are being given. Bhasya, read itascha.
इतश्च न जायते किंचित यज्जायमानं वस्तु स्वतः परतः उभयतः वा सद असद सदसद वा न जायते न तस्य केनचिदपि प्रकारेण जन्म संभवति.
Itascha, because of this reason now going to be given. Kinchit na jayate, nothing is born. Subsequent thing is commentary on the Karika. Read the Karika, Swatova.
सतो वा परतो वापि न किंचिद् वस्तु जायते सदसत् सदसद्वापि न किंचिद् वस्तु जायते.
Listen carefully. At the face value, many things from this Karika may appear to be impossible, wrong. No, how it is so, Bhasya is going to explain. The logic is little terse. Kinchid vastu swataha va parataha va api na jayate. Kinchid vastu swataha va parataha va api na jayate. Kinchid sat asat sadasad va api vastu na jayate. Kinchit sat asat sadasad va api vastu na jayate. Kinchid vastu, anything, any entity. Say na jayate is not born. How? Swataha. From itself it is not born. Parataha. Something is not born from something else. And that va stands for ubhayataha. Something is not born from itself and other thing together. Itself and other thing taken together, from that also it is not. It is like this. A pot is not born from a pot. If a pot is to be born from the same pot, before that pot came into existence, it should be there already. And from the existent pot, this pot is born, which is not possible. You are saying pot is born, means yet to come into existence. How come an entity be born from an entity which is yet to be born? It's not possible. What is it? pata. From a cloth, a pot cannot be born. Again, by combination of pot and the cloth, pot cannot be born. Because such a thing is not possible. Contradictory. So this way, swataha, from itself, nothing is born. Parataha, it will be clear when the Bhasya we take. Parataha, from something else, a given thing is not born. Ubhayataha, ubhayataha, by combination, dono, that is both together, pot and the cloth, from which either pot is born or the cloth is born. No, it is not possible. Again, kinchit, anything, kinchit vastu, we can take kinchit, sat asadvapi na jayate. Sat, an existent one, vidyamana vastu. From a given existent thing, nothing is born. You may raise your eyebrows. Bhasya Karika is going to explain it, which we already know, but in this context, we don't know. From an existent thing, na kinchit vastu jayate. Asad, from a non-existent thing, of course, nothing is born. Then, by both existent and an entity which is both existent and non-existent, nothing is born. The same, an entity simultaneously existent and non-existent is a contradiction. Such a thing is not seen in the entire creation. So therefore, nothing is born from that. Now it's a jayate. How this is so will be seen in the Bhasya, because otherwise the poor contrary this Paksha can say, you are just playing with the words or what? There is no playing of words, it's the fact. Take Bhasya, we already read. Jayamanam vastu. The entity that is going to be born. Swataha, from itself, because it is not yet born. Parataha, from another entity. Ubhayatava, both together va. Or Sat, Asat, Asadva, from Sat, existent one. From Asat, non-existent one. Or Aswadasat, from both entity, both, which is both existent and non-existent. Na jayate is not born. Means, tasya kena chidapi prakarena janma na sambhavati. So that is, its janma is not possible by any means whatsoever. By no means it is possible. By no means it is possible. His Bhasya Karika is explaining now. Continue. Natavat.
नतावत् स्वयमेव परिनिष्पन्नत्वात् स्वतः स्वरूपात् स्वयमेव जायते यथा घटः तस्मादेव घटात्.
Now things will be clear. Swataha va parta vapi na kinchit vastu jayate. Tavat, na tavat. Tavat means to begin with, at first. Tavat has different meaning. Here at first, to begin with. Swayameva aparinishpannatva. That entity from which that entity itself is born, to begin with, first, it is not in existence. Swayameva, by itself, aparinishpannatva, not being totally ready, or not that entity which has not come into existence yet. So, Parishnatva, Swataha Swarupat Swayameva Jayate. From the entity which has not come into existence, from itself it is born, is not possible because the cause is not there. How? Now it will be clear. Yatha, just as Ghataha, Tasmadeva Ghata. A pot is not born from the very same pot. Why? That pot has not come into existence. And it has come into existence, there's no question of it is being born again. A child is born. The child is not born from the same child which is born. So that way, Yatha, just from the Ghata, which is not yet born, that Ghata being born is not possible. Further, read Napi.
नापि नापि परतः अन्यस्मात् अन्यः यथा घटात् पटः पटात् पटान्तरं वा.
You can enjoy a lot of gatapata. You have to confuse, okay? Napi. These are all tarkika things. Gatapata. Simple. Gata is pot, pata is a cloth. That's simple example they were taking. Even this is not true. What is that? Napi parataha. So that is a thing being born from something else. Parata. Explain like this. Anyasmad anya. From a given thing, something else being born. Anya. For example, yatha, just as ghatat pataha. Has anyone seen? From the pot, cloth is being born. You may fill up a pot with a cloth. And you can take it out. That doesn't mean that the cloth is born from the pot. So yatha ghatat pataha. It is never seen that a cloth is born from the pot. Or patat patantaramba. From a cloth, another cloth being born, not seen. Again, from both. Tatha.
तथा न उभयतः.
In the same manner, ubhayataha. With the pot and the cloth combined, it says, neither a pot is born nor a cloth is born. Why not? Reason is given.
Virodhat.
Virodha. Because of contradiction. In the sense, such a thing is not seen in the world. Illustration, when you give, is something available in the world and establishment. Bija ankura nyaya, bija ankura, ankura bija, bija ankura is seen, but it is not proved to be what? Something anadi. That virodha, such a thing is not born, is explained further. Yatha.
यथा घटपटाभ्याम घटः पटः वा न जायते.
Simultaneously, from the ghata, pot, pata, cloth, either of these are not born. Ghataha, pot is not born, va, or pataha, cloth is not born. Na jayate. Now, having heard this, a doubt is raised. Sir, you are unnecessarily making the things complicated. You are trying to confuse us. How do you say from a thing something else is not born? Are you so buddhu? Have you not seen the world? From the mud pot is born. From parents, children are born. What are you talking? Nonsense. From the given thing, nothing is born, you are telling. How is it possible? This is there is what? Objection. Your statement that from a given thing something else is born is not acceptable, sir. We can point you out. From the mud, pot is born. From parents, children are born. What are you talking? Let us see. It continues. The objection now. No.
ननु मृदः घटः जायते पितुश्च पुत्रः सत्यम.
See, look. Mrudaha ghataha jayate. From the mud pot is born. Purvapaksha is arguing with the other person. Actually, Vedanta is now seeing the tamasha. He is not involved in the arguments. This is between the Tarkikas and the Sankhyas. But Vedanta is what? Accepting what they conclude. See, Mrudaha ghata. From the mud pot is born. Fine. Pitushcha, from parents. Putraha, son is born. From the father, son is born. Yes or no? Do you agree or not? Says yes. Agreed. But agreed, but is there? Now see what this but is. It is born only from the standpoint of a aviveki. A person who scrutinizes this, he finds that nothing is born. The cause itself is there as it is. So this comes to Chandogya Vacharambhanam Vikaro Namadeyam Vrittika Itteva Satyam. Let us see now. Satyam, accepted. Then listen. Something is born from something. For whom? Let us see. Continue. Asti.
अस्ति जायते इति प्रत्ययः शब्दश्च मूढानाम्.
You told, sir, that from the mud pot is born. From father, son is born. I accept. But condition. For whom it is so? Asti jayate iti pratyaya. From mud pot is born. Therefore, mud pot is there. And what? Then, and it is asti is there. Jayate. These words and the pratyaya, the thought or experience according to that. Asti jayate iti. See, that is, it is born. This pratyaya. Pratyaya can be that thought or experience as per the thought. And shabdaha, the word, what is that? Asti jayate mudhana. This is told so by a mudha. We don't say fools, etc. Mudhana means avivekina. Those who do not care to investigate. Those who get carried away by all that eyes report. Like our scientist. What doesn't meet the eye doesn't exist at all. Therefore, the moment you say Ishvara, they jump and they are not ready to accept it. So, you say that pot is born. There is a thought or experience corresponding with that, and there is a word. Pot word is there. It is born. This is for whom? Mudhana, for avivekis. How come this thought or experience and the word, if scrutinized by Viveki, there is nothing like that at all. Let us see how it is not there. Tau eva. Read.
तौ एव शब्द प्रत्ययौ विवेकिभिः परीक्ष्येते किं सत्यमेव तावत मृषा इति वा इति यावता परीक्षमाणे शब्द प्रत्यय विषयं वस्तु घटपुत्रादि लक्षणं शब्दमात्रमेव तत् वाचारंभणम् इति श्रुतेः
Tau eva. Those two. What are those two? Shabda pratyayau. The word and corresponding thought or experience. See, from mud you said pot is born. Mud pot is born. Now take this mud pot. So the word is there. And when you say this word is there, accordingly you have got a thought and experience. This is a pot. These two tau eva, shabda pratyaya. When or if viveki bhi parikshete, if inquired into, if investigated into by a viveki, a discrimination person, parikshete. How is parikshete? Kim satyameva? Is there truly a word called, is there truly an entity called pot having the word pot and having the pratyaya, thought or experience? Is it satyam? Is true? Tau. What are those two? What are those two? Tau uta. Tau means what? That shabda and pratyaya. The mud pot and its experience. Is it true? Uta or mrisha. Is it false? This is what is being investigated by a viveki. Mrisha iti yavata parikshamane. To this extent, when they are scrutinized, examined, inquired into, shabda pratyaya vishayam vastu, the entity corresponding to the shabda and its experience or thought, namely ghata putradi lakshanam, the word and its experience characterized by, say, pot from the mud, son from the father, pratyaya, lakshanam, shabda matram eva tat. Sir, it is only word. Truly, there is not something distinct from the mud or the father. How come? See, there is one configuration, one arrangement as it were, or a shape as it were of the mud, which you call as a pot. And you experience this is a pot, 5-liter pot, etc. You experience that. But if you closely scrutinize, please tell me, is there anything other than the mud? You call a name and form pot, but I see only mud. Just from gold ornaments are made, but ornaments are nothing but gold only. Name, form, utility may be there. We don't deny. But we are investigating the reality. From the reality standpoint, even if you call a pot, it is nothing but mud and mud alone. Fine. Whatever the father and the son, even the father and the son are parents. You can't say even the father. from parents and children. The child is nothing but sperm and ovum of the parents. It may grow, etc., but it is nothing but manifestation of sperm and ovum, part and parcel of the parents. You call child means it is not an entity distinct from the cause, though in Vyavahara we may use a distinct word and its utility may be there. So therefore, Shabda Matram, Shabda Pratyay Vishayam Vastu, Ghata Putradi Lakshanam, Shabda Matram Evata. It's only a word having a thought or experience corresponding to that. But truly, there is nothing concrete thing as mud pot, nothing concrete thing as a child. How do you say so? Better refer to Chandogya Shruti, 6th chapter. It is thoroughly explained there. And what is that? Vacharambanam iti Shruti. Chandogya 6:1-4. Vacharambhanam, Vak Alambanam. That pot or the child or the son is only at the tip of your tongue in terms of word. There is nothing else other than its so-called cause, the mud pot or the parents. Iti Shruti. That being the case, this is the fact. What is the fact? Continue.
सच्चेत सच्चेत न जायते सत्वात् मृत्पिंडादिवत्.
Satchet. If Sat means Vidyaman, existent, is something which is existent in nature, na jayate, it is not born as something. Why? Sattva, because it already exists. Just as Mrut Pindadivat, there is a Patantara is there. Mrut Pitradivat, that's better. Like the mud with respect to mud pot, like the father or the parents with respect to the children. So you may say so for Vyavahara, but Paramarthata, in reality, there is nothing distinct from that. So therefore, from the existent thing, nothing is born, holds good. Though you give the example of the mud pot, etc., we were inquired into, our statement cannot be dismissed, it cannot be refuted at all. Now that means from the existent entity, nothing is born. From non-existent, of course, nothing is born like Shesha Vishana. Continue.
अथ न यदि असत् तथापि न जायते असत्वादेव शशविषाणादिवत्.
Yadi asat. If the entity is non-existent, see, earlier what was shown? If the entity is an existent one, nothing is born from that. And you are doubt that no, from mud pot is born, from parent, children are born, for dismissed. It's only a way of seeing all that is there, the cause only is there. Again, if that entity from which something is born is asat, a non-existent one, tathapi, even then, na jayate, nothing is born. Why? Asatvat, that entity itself is not existing. So therefore, for which illustration given, Shasha Vishanadivat. So, like the horns of a rabbit, they are not there at all. That means from the horns of rabbit, nothing is born. You can't say, see, a very effective medicine has been found for cancer. What is that? You take the horn of a rabbit, cut it to pieces, and make a decoction out of it, add some jaggery and something else, and give. Within 24 hours, cancer goes. Possible? The horn itself is not there. From non-existent thing, nothing can be born. Shasha Vishana Adivat. Adi for, we can say, stock example. Vandhya Putra. So one from Vandhya Putra, a child is born, of course married, etc. Vandhya Putra got married and they had a child. Vandhya Putra himself is not existent one. How can there be a child? So like that. That means he has proved, Bhasya has proved, of course, that was what the argument. How it is so, Bhashyakara has explained us. From an existent entity, nothing is born. From a non-existent entity, of course, nothing can be born. Now, combination of existent and non-existent. Continue. Atha. Atha sadasat.
Am I audible?
Yes,
अथ सदसत् तथापि न जायते विरुद्धस्यैकस्यास् असंभवात्.
Atha, now to speak of thereafter. Now, like that. Or after whatever shown so far. Sadasat, an entity which is simultaneously existent and non-existent. Tathapi na jayate. Even if it is so ignorant, even then, na jayate. Nothing is born. Why? Viruddhasya ekasya asambhava. A given entity cannot be the combination of existence and non-existence. Simultaneously, it is existent and non-existent. It is a contradictory statement. So therefore, such a thing is not seen at all. So therefore, this argument, what is that? Hetu Phala and Jani, Papa Punya, its result, Sharira, and the Kriya, action in terms of birth, taken separately and thereby pointing out cause-effect relationship between these Hetu and Phala, which is Anadi. Jagat is born, Jiva is born, cannot hold good. So therefore means when, because Kriya, birth, Karaka, the cause, Phala, the effect, are different, then the cause-effect relationship cannot be proved or cannot be shown. And when cause-effect relation cannot be proved, you cannot prove that something is born from Brahman in terms of hetu phala nyaya. Papa punya giving rise to body, body giving rise to papa punya, and anadi series. Cannot be born. So therefore, you read it. Atahana kinchit vastu. Atahana kinchit vastu jayate iti siddham. This is proved siddham. Nothing is born from existent or non-existent or all arguments so far. As per the hetu phala nyaya, nothing is born. It is siddham. When kriya, birth, hetu, that is what? Karaka, hetu, cause, and phala, effect. These three separates are there, separate being there. In terms of cause and effect relationship, nothing can be born is proved. Now, Bhashyakara points out or brings into consideration some other guys. They are Saugataha, Baudhaha, or Kshanika Vijnana Vadina. They say Kriya, Karaka, Phala are not separate entities. All are one and the same entity, Vijnana. Vijnana. And what is Vijnana? It is knowledge principle. Then you are talking of Vedanta? No, sir. That Vijnana, knowledge principle, is Kshanika, momentary in nature, like flickers of consciousness. Flickers. Consciousness, 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 consciousness. Born, gone. Born, gone. Born, gone. Still conscious. They are called Kshanika Vijnana or Saugata. According to them, Kriya, birth, Karaka, cause, Phala, effect, all are one and the same. Maybe from that standpoint, something is born. See, this may appear as Vedanta. The Chaitanya Tattva, knowledge principle Vedanta is not flickering. It is ever existence, avikriya. And something, if at all, appears to be born, it is mithya in nature. Like appearance of snake being born from rope. But these people are talking of reality. Something is really born. So therefore, it may sound like Vedanta, it is not Vedanta. So now Bhashyakara points out, this cannot be accepted at all. Because the basic flaw is there in the Kshanika Vijnana. Read Yesham Punaha.
येषां पुनः जनिः एव जायते इति क्रियाकारकफलैकत्वम् अभ्युपगम्यते क्षणिकत्वं च वस्तुनः ते दूरतः एव न्यायापेताः.
So that is Yesham Punaha. In the case of this Kshanika Vijnanavadis, or in the case of the things, Yesham Padarthana, in the case of those things wherein Janihi Eva, Janihi means Janma Kriya, the act of being born. The Janma Kriya, that is the birth itself. Jayate iti. And why the Jani? Jayate iti. Because it is born, says they accept like this. Kriya Karaka Phalaikatvam Abhyugamati. All these, the Kriya, actual birth, Karaka, actual cause, Phala, result, effect. All being what? Vijnana. Ekatvam abhipagmati. They accept oneness. But which Vijnana? Kshanika Vijnana. One flicker of consciousness came, ended. Second came, ended. Third came, ended. Like that. Come and go, come and go, come and go, come and go. Momentary. Say, therefore, and Kshanikatvam cha vastuna. And that vastu, what vastu? That's Vijnana. That Vijnana, their consciousness is what? It has got Kshanikatva. That is momentary in nature. Te, those Bauddha, Saugataha, Kshanika Vijnanavadina, Durataha eva, Nyayapetaha. Apetaha means they have discarded reasons. Durataha eva. So that is what? Means they are far, far yukti bahyaha. They are not given to reasoning. They are not given to reasoning. How they are yukti bahyaha? They are not given reasoning. The reason is being given. Continue. Idamitham.
Idamitham. Idam iti avadharana kshanantaranavasthanat ananubhutasya smriti anupapattescha.
See, to know Vijnana is required. By the time you could know that, what happens? Idam itham, this vastu, this entity, this thing is like this. It is such and such. Iti avadharana ksharantara. After that movement of knowing an entity, a thing like such and such, kshanantara anavasthana. After the very moment, anavasthana, that entity is not there at all. And then what happens? You cannot experience that ananubhutasya padarthasya. Means this is such and such thing. Before you could experience, because kshanika, very, very momentary. Before that, before you could experience what? That entity has disappeared. Oh, this is car. Means it is even that it available for experience. No, it is not that. Before you could figure out that this is car, gone. not available for experience at all. That is the handiwork of Kshanika Vijnana. So therefore, Ananubhutasya, a thing which is not experienced, Smrutyanupapattecha, its memory is not possible, sir. In the world, memory is possible or not? Yes. Otherwise, you would not have argued like this because you have studied somewhere this Shastra, Kshanika Vijnana, and now you are talking. So, if truly it were Kshanika, memory is not possible, and therefore they are not at all given to reasoning. We should not crack our head as far as these people is concerned. They can be unceremoniously discarded. So we need not even go to argue with them. So therefore, what happens? Cause-effect relationship in terms of Kriya, birth, Karaka, cause, Karana, and Phala, the effect. Either they are one or separate. The relation between them cannot be established. As a result, something is born from such cause-effect relationship, which is anadi, does not hold good, and therefore ajativada. Nothing is truly born from Brahman holds good. And he says, now further, you are all the time arguing the anaditva, beginninglessness of hetu phala, cause-effect relationship. By that very argument, you are proving there is no birth at all. We'll see that. Om.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः।